Well, hi everyone. This is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe, as ever.
International.
Yeah, we are. And over there on the other side of the big pond is Mr. Tony Martinez, or is it
Yep.
Martinez? How do you pronounce your last name?
Well, Randy Owen from the band Alabama calls me Martinez,
Right. Okay. We'll stick with
but
that.
it's Martinez, Tony Martinez.
Right.
That's how I've pronounced it my whole life. I mean, you could say Martinez if you want. It doesn't really bother me, but it's Martinez.
So, I mean, you've just had this debut album come out. Uh,
Yep. Everywhere West, baby.
that's right. But although it's your debut album, you've been around, you've been doing a lot of stuff, playing different kinds of music, and
Yep.
it just seems like a major step forward. And listening to the album,
Yep.
for me, being of a certain age, I old, I can hear all these, I can hear all these different influences, and it's like, yeah, I recognize that. It's a lot of it's kind of music I grew up with, whether it was
Cool.
rock music, blues music, country music, and for me, it's kind of I kind of identify with it immediately.
That's how I really hoped it would be taken by anybody. So the
Yeah,
fact that you're saying that to me, man, just like, all right, cool. It's getting understood.
I think the other thing for me that stands out is this is not kind of mainstream modern country pop music, and it is so far removed from a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
that's out there. That's not to sort of specifically criticize the other material, but it is very refreshing to hear something different, musically and with a different kind
Good.
of voice and a different kind of delivery when you sing. It's unmistakably you.
Well, Nigel, that's awesome, man. That you know, um, I mean, I grew up different. I grew up with all the old stuff like that, and watching my dad play and watching him and his band. He was my very first influence. And so none of the songs on Everywhere West. I never write a song to go, you know what? I think I want like a beachy summer vibe on this one. I don't think that way. Like I don't think like, well, we're just gonna rip off somebody else. Like I don't
Yeah.
ever set out to write a song to try to sound like somebody else or anything. I just want it to come out as it should and then be recorded as it should that way. And that's what is cool about me and Yelawolf doing this together is his different side of his thinking, and he's got a great ear for all kinds of music, and this album, man, just really, we can speak to each other kind of telepathically. It's crazy, but it was a just a serendipitous thing, and it's kismet, and it's all supposed to be happening the way it's happening, I think.
How did you originally hook up with Yelawolf?
I came to visit Nashville, and I visited Austin, and this was when I was living in Phoenix. So I came to Nashville first because I'm like, oh, and the girl that I was with at the time, Dana Armstrong, her parents gave me $1,000 check for her and I to drive to both places. And I had a '96 Chevy Suburban at the time. It had a little, like a 2-inch lift, and it was a 4-wheel drive. It was a big old gas hog, man. That thing was like $500. That $1,000 was gone in gas, but that's why they gave it to me, and that was so nice of them. Just looking back on that, but Robert's Western World, I went up to the office in Robert's Western World and played these songs um for Jesse Lee Jones, and while he's like getting ready to go on stage, like getting gussied up, I'm just like, okay, this guy's really not listening to me. And so I got done. He goes, yeah, man, you're great. Okay, cool. I got to go play. I'm like, what? What is this? I came across this place called the Big Bang. Our friends came down from St. Louis, where they lived at the time, said, well, our friend works at Big Bang, which is a piano bar. So it's like a dueling piano bar. You know what I mean? So we were there. I'm like, yeah, this isn't kind of my bag either. But Ashley Sexton was working at the door in the coat check because it was kind of cold outside and people could check their coats, which is I thought was weird in the middle of downtown. But we she said, "Hey, my buddy Travis Mann is playing next door," and Travis Mann is still my best friend to this day. Sat there, watched for a while. This place called the Full Moon Saloon. It is now a Mellow Mushroom. It's a 3-story Mellow Mushroom down on Lower Broadway. And it's not the bar it once was, like everything's always constantly, evolving and gentrified and whatever. But Full Moon Saloon, man, owned by Galen McCullough. But so that's when I knew that I needed to move to Nashville. So, sorry, long story short, I'm getting a little long-winded here. Long story short, man, I moved here, and my buddy Travis got me up on that stage all the time. I started playing there. So I was playing down there a lot, man, just all the time, rotating. That's how I was making my living. So that there was a one fateful night in 2013. I'm out smoking real quick while the band's playing something, because I got to get my nicotine in before I catch the next set, And I see this dude in a red hat, like a red fedora, like with like a zebra hat band, or like, and he looks cool. He's all tatted up. I'm like, well, he came in to where I was playing at the Full Moon Saloon. And, it was on a weekend, it was fairly packed, but it was such a small bar that, the packed was like maybe 35, 40 people. He's like, he stayed there, tipped, requested songs, he bought all my merchandise. I had t-shirts and CDs. He bought everything. He was throwing hundreds in the bucket. I'm like, dude, this is the best night, dude, to the band, because the band's gonna go home with some bread too. And I was just doing a trio. I was doing a little power trio, and we got to talking that very night. And he's like, dude, you want to come back to my place, man, and drink some moonshine? And I was like, yeah. So I went back with Wolf, and we drank moonshine and talked about like just everything that we just broke down so fast. And then, we recorded a song together. And we did that and wanted to get together for years and years later, but this life kept getting in the way. I was on tour with Whitey Morgan in the 78s. And then here we are now, really like got back a hold of me and was like, hey, where are you? I'm like, man, I just got out of rehab for opiates, man. I'm here in Nashville, man. I'm back. He's like, what? Like the day after, I got out of rehab. And so I call it rock and roll summer camp. So does he.
There you go.
Yeah, I went to rock and roll summer camp, bro. I know what it's about. I smoked so many cigarettes in that place, my fingers turn yellow. Anyway, that's how Wolf and I met, man. That's kind of I know it was kind of long-winded, but there's so much I don't think about, and then when people ask me, I'm like, damn, man, there's a lot of shit here.
Yes, I mean, he ended up producing the album.
Yeah, man.
Which I haven't mentioned the name of yet. Everywhere West is the name of this album that we're talking about.
That's right. Are we live right now? Are you live? Are we live right now or something?
No. We're I'm recording this, and then
Oh yeah,
I edit the video and then cut it down to a kind of reasonable
cool
length. Yeah, so I mean, listening to a number of the tracks off the album. The latest release is Back to the Wall, right?
Yeah, that's the third single that dropped with the record.
My favorite, I got to tell you, my favorite is Crazy. And I think it's a great
video.
Yeah, and it's a great video as well.
Well, I mean, we can all relate to those.
Well, exactly. I used to,
but here's the go ahead.
It's just I got a little story about that because
I'd love to hear it.
The reason I came to Germany was to play in a country band that played on the American bases. So we were playing country music to an American audience, which is what I wanted to do, and it was great. And there was one place we played a lot. It was a Rod and Gun Club, the Hanau Rod and Gun Club, close to Frankfurt. And there was this one crazy girl who was always there. red hair, crazy eyes,
Oh yeah.
and I wrote a
Oh no.
song. I wrote a song called Crazy Eyes because she loved to sort of come up on the stage and sing into my
Oh,
microphone, and none of the other guys in the band liked this at all, and their wives and their girlfriends hated it. But I loved it. It was great. It was because it was total chaos.
of course, all the women hated it.
But
You know,
so
but
one of the
so
reasons
so
I
that's great.
so where's this house again? Where are you at the moment?
So I'm in Madison, Tennessee.
Right.
So I live right around the corner from the Carter Smith house, where June Carter
Oh,
and
right.
all that.
Nice.
So I'm right here, like we're right off of Gallatin Road in Tennessee, up just north of East Nashville.
Okay, I'm going to really have to quit now because the doorbell
I
just
know,
rang.
man. We've gone almost an hour.
Yeah, I
We're
know.
like
Crazy.
two high school girlfriend thing.
I think if you put two musicians together, you can't stop them talking. That's what it is.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you
Yeah.
hang up. No, you hang up.
Oh, Lord.
Nigel, I've had a wonderful time talking with you today,
Yeah,
brother.
me too, man. Thanks a lot for taking the time to come on out, as it were, and have a chat with us. Always appreciate it.
Hey, anytime,
Makes life
anytime, bro.
worthwhile. Okay, you take care.
Absolutely, bud. You
All
made
right.
my day, buddy. See ya.
Bye.